really like about riding with all of us is that the whole 300 miles, you're making eye contact with your buddy. You're looking at each other, laughing, or you're just, when you get to the next stop, I think you get to talk about what you just went through together. And I just like the idea that we can head right out of our garage. We don't need to load up. We can go have a good time. We can go get lunch. We can go get dinner. And you know, your friends are right there with you. I got 200 downs on a list that I will try to do. Well, the brand really started for this exact reason, just to go on trips. And I was fortunate enough to know a lot about motorcycles and motorcycle parts with my previous career, and basically transferred what I knew, why parts need to be made a certain way. I was already making custom parts for dirt bikes. I was already riding Harleys. So I merged it together, and today, to be able to have all of our bikes decked out with parts that we truly believe in, because we put thousands of miles on these parts. I mean, tens of thousands of miles. Even from the luggage to the jackets we're all wearing right now. It's stuff that I've been a motorcycle test rider for years, same with a lot of my friends that are on this trip. And for us to be able to use that years of experience and put it into our Harley riding and what we need, all of us, and be able to share it with you guys, and share it with the world, and share it with my friends. It's really an awesome experience.
I've never experienced Death Valley before, so it was cool to think about like being at the highest point. I think we're at like 5,000 or 6,000 feet up, and kind of seeing those elevation signs, and then dropping down to seeing the elevation sea level, and then the elevation 100 feet below sea level. So I thought that was probably the coolest thing. And a lot of those roads back in that area were really scenic and really cool. And I mean, yeah, I've been doing these trips with this whole crew for 3-4 years now. So even while I was racing Supercross, this was kind of like my escape. And I don't know, there's just something cool about just throwing the helmet on, and nobody can take that away from you. Like when you pull away from the house and you're like getting ready to go meet up with all your buddies, whether it's a weekend trip or a 2-week trip or whatever, it's just, I don't know, there's no greater feeling than that.
Some of my favorite parts is just seeing some of these places that you guys have showed me for years, talking about the Chili Burrow spot and the Beatty and Death Valley. And I mean, we barely just scratched the surface of it, you know, I mean, but so we'd have to do it again, because we didn't even get to see it all.
You know, just rolling with the dudes, bunch of great guys, best friends, and taking all the new sights. Never been through Death Valley, and it's breathtaking.
I know I may complain a lot, but I swear I'm having a good one.
You fucking touched it.
Hey, I'm straight having a decent time. That's it.
All right. Cody, what's the deal?
I'm straight up having a good time.
You are? Awesome.
No. I'm having pretty much just a decent time. Nah, it's been badass. I love it. It's always a good time.
And what was your best part of the day today?
I gotta say, where we stopped for lunch, the luxury hotel in the middle of absolute nowhere. I mean, all of a sudden you turn around, 100 palm trees in a 5-story hotel at 300 miles from the next gas station. It was badass. It was a good time.
So far, my favorite part of the trip was the ghost town. We got to see kind of the abandoned buildings and stuff, and it's pretty neat to see just how things are when people leave and, you know, aren't hanging out there anymore. And it's interesting to check out stuff like that.
So day 2, we ended up waking up, kind of took our time getting going. We stayed up a little late. By the time we hit the road, we ended up going to the Death Valley Inn, which was kind of like an extra hour out of the way on the route, but we kind of got to ride some cool canyons. We got to see the ghost town, which was cool to see. I mean, it was interesting to see, 100-plus-year-old, trains and whatnot. And then basically, we got to ride deserty canyons that were real rolling and smooth, and most of the roads were well paved. And then as we crossed over the 395, we headed over into Lake Isabella, and we got to see pastures and mountains with rocks and more greenery and more trees, and it was just crazy how within 2 hours how different the landscape was, and really how fun the canyons were. For something that should have taken us 2.5, 3 hours from Beatty to Kernville, somehow always takes my friends and I like 8 hours. We got in and the sun was already down, basically. I don't know if it's because the gas stops or how long we take to eat food or something like that, but we had a good ride. I think we put down 250, 300 miles today, and I had a lot of fun.